Well, really, I think it should be Kim answering that question, because she was the one who was dynamic enough to get in touch with me and to establish initial connections.
Yeah, so really what it was that I was working within the field of sleep neurology, and I always felt that biology by itself is not fully capturing the experience of my patients and how they reacted to sleep disorders. And then I saw that there was somebody, Matthew Beaumont at this university, who was researching sleeplessness from a humanities-based perspective, and I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity for us to share the best parts of our disciplines together.
I was thrilled, of course, because we're always looking for ways in humanities of dignifying our research and making it slightly more meaningful in a broader, more public context. So I was delighted that she'd reached out to me.
Yeah, and it was great for me as well, so just to add anything there. For a more junior researcher to get such a positive response from a much more senior researcher was really fantastic, and it was the whole point of doing interdisciplinary research is to be brave enough to contact somebody who's different to yourself. So first of all, it paid for our symposium because of the venue costs to organise a symposium and catering are relatively expensive. But really that kick-started our whole everything else off. So it was so inspiring this one day, and we had lots of ideas, and everything else has really followed on from that, I think.
Yeah, the short answer is it was completely indispensable, and we deliberately didn't have absurd ambitions for what we were going to do, but I think we made the money, and Kim was completely central to this, made the money go quite a long way, and it has had a series of outcomes that we couldn't necessarily have predicted, as Kim says, leading on from that initial symposium.
Yeah, so we did multiple public engagement events. Some of them were not specifically for adolescents. So for example, our lunch hour lecture was anybody could attend. The one which was specifically targeted at adolescents was actually aimed at a clinical population of adolescents, because adolescents who have got a clinical disorder may be more vulnerable to sleep difficulties. And the most important thing that I gained from that workshop, I think, with these adolescents is that sleep means so much to different people, and it will take them onto other topics outside of sleep. So I would say a very kind of scientific or medical question: how do you sleep? Tell me about your sleep. And of course they would talk about all different things, not just their bedtime habits, but they would say, sometimes I don't sleep well because I don't like maths, and maths is on a Thursday, and so Wednesday evening I feel differently. And so sleep is not just our hours between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. the next morning, but it seeps into all of our aspects of life, because it's a regularity that is in our daily lives. And that was really important to me, to realise that my questions were too narrow, and it will change the way that I engage with adolescents in the future.
Yeah, I mean, all the work that's come out of this, including the article that we submitted, and in fact has now been accepted to the Lancet, has been about trying to find a common language for, and it's not always particularly easy, a common language for sort of scientific and cultural, social, historical approaches. But I think Kim's experience with adolescents and the kind of work we've been doing in trying to produce a piece of writing that speaks to both our disciplinary interests has reinforced our initial speculation that sleep was a really interesting way of drilling down into both hard science and into these much broader social questions.